We recently had a lot of fun with the 18-300 from Tamron, and I actually started getting into plane spotting a bit, or rather taking pictures of planes. I didn't really know what was going on, but there were definitely some very experienced people there at the spot. Anyway, we've now got this 150-500. Yes, it's still 6.7 at the long end, but 500 times that by 1.5. This could be fun. Let's check it out. We are greeted with tool and screws, precautions, and a couple of owner's manuals in different languages. You can pause if you really need to. Let's get that tray out. So we do have this nice fat lens hood, which has got a bit of tape on, but we'll get rid of that soon enough. And then the lens itself, it does weigh 1.71 kilos. As you can expect, we've got a number of options here with the VC, the vibration compensation, 3 different options, as well as on and off, a manual focus speed 1 and 2, and the very handy full to 10 meter to infinity, and a mod there. That is pretty cool, actually. If we go around this side, we've got a lock, so that's locked in there apparently. Locked in. Let's see if we can lock it any other. Now, to mention, there's a clutch there, which I didn't get at first. So you pull it back and then it's a lot easier to turn. Now let's see if I put it on 300, and yeah, you can't lock at 300, but that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so big chunky thing, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at the mounts. Yeah, business as usual. And at the top, we've got a nice large 82mm filter thread there. Now, as you can see, it's not all internal. It's internal focusing, but the zoom obviously is a different story. Moisture resistant. Do like the Arca Swiss tripod collar. I'm sure I'll be adding that to my list of pros for this, and it is adjustable too. There are 7 diaphragm blades, 25 elements in 16 groups. Of course, the aperture, and to note, there's no aperture ring on this, f5 to f6.7, f22 to 32. So that's your range. Angle of view, 16 degrees 25 foot, 4 degrees 57 foot. I think that's right. If not, I'll flash it up. And a full frame equivalent of 225 to 750 mil. Absolute monster. But how does she fare? What a fun lens this monster is. Now, of the 3 Fujifilm Tamron lenses that have tried, this baby, sorry, has to be my favorite for build and handling. Yes, it's massive, heavy, not easy to use initially, at least for a beginner to this kind of lens, but everything just feels really good, and in use, it's actually very practical. Right from the Arca Swiss compatible tripod foot to the zoom ring system, that lock at any position clutch style system, it all feels top notch. Autofocus, importantly, is excellent, and the lens is almost parfocal for what it's worth. Yes, there's no aperture ring, but I didn't really move past wide open that often anyway to help me shoot in the UK winter light and still get decent ISO and shutter speed. I think I did okay. Really, for such a massive lens, I'm really enjoying it. They say they're going to make me a plane spotter soon. I'm not sure about that, but with this lens, it really is fun shooting planes and the like. Sharpness is very good, though I found at the 500mm end, I wanted to add just a touch more in post for my wide open shots. It's no big deal though. You know, shooting moving aircraft comes with its own challenges, but this lens handles it very well. Now, color rendering is good, no complaints on that front, and the contrast is actually pretty good, even at my favorite 500mm again. There's very little Loca, you know, going on with this one. Vignetting is present but minimal. Ghosting is there, but I didn't have any issues with that personally. Finally, bokeh is more than usable, especially at 500mm. The backgrounds are very decent. As you can guess, I really enjoy shooting with this lens and the XH2S. And as a fairly new shooter of aircraft on the move, I opted for AFC, airplane detection and mechanical CH to help me out, and the lens performed really well. Now, as you get used to it, you don't really need to spray and pray. In fact, a lot of the experienced spotters that I met were snapping once, often in auto and in much simpler gear, and going away happy. But you know, there's a difference between most spotters and most photographers. We're generally a bit more into the process than those guys and girls maybe. Now, the Tamron for me is absolutely spot on for this style of shooting and wildlife in good light. That is, you get a lot for your money, and it could be a healthy alternative to the 150-600 from Fujifilm that we're going to look at very soon. Now, at $13.99, I'd be more than happy to get this if I was into shooting birds and planes and such regularly, but unfortunately I can't justify that at the moment. But yeah, absolutely cracking. What about you? Have you used this, or what are you into if you're shooting planes, birds and the like on Fujifilm? Of course, let us know in the comments below. I'm off for another play.